Hi lovely people, and welcome to another Galactic Mayan Astrology report with me, Jyoti. So every 13 days I post a little video. I've been doing it for many years now to provide insight into the energy that is moving through us as human beings in this cosmic synchronistic reality through understandings of the Galactic Mayan calendar. So every 13 days we initiate a new cycle, and the beauty of this modality is that it works alongside, in a really synchronistic way, all of the kinds of astrology, which is wonderful. The energy that we're moving into on Sunday, I think it's 19th of March, fucking hell, roll on March, seriously man, fucking roll on March. January, we're in January right now, is with the energy, the archetype of the Yellow Warrior. So before we get into that, what I will say is a couple of really cool things are happening. I've almost finished the Galactic Mind Diary for the new cycle that begins in March. That's happening in fucking March. And yeah, it feels really good to have kind of just blasted it out. There's a couple more tweaks and then it's going to be sent to the printers. So if you want to get your copy, you can pre-order below, or very soon I'm going to be bouncing all over being like, yo, it's coming, get your copy. And also in March, on the final days of this beautiful 9-month cycle of evolution that we're currently within, we are gathering in Glastonbury, and there's so many of you that are coming. It's so fucking exciting. Yeah, such a beautiful crew. So in Glastonbury, we are going to be initiating ourselves through the energy of Avalon, right? So if you've not been to Glastonbury before, even going there in itself is off the charts phenomenal. But what we're actually going to be doing when we come together is dropping deeper into galactic reality and opening ourselves as human beings. So our energy bodies exist in multiple realities, and the more open we are to align with the cosmic reality, the more open we are to work with the Galactic Federation of Light, the more that they can land into this reality through us. And this is what it's about, you know, we are vessels of frequency. And the more, particularly right now, with where we're at as a race on this planet, the more that we can open to the highest frequency reality, the more that we can allow these cosmic codes to come through us, the more we are supporting the collective. So we're going to be going through lots of different initiations during the time that we gather. We're going to be looking at embodiment. We're going to be exploring our astrological code through the Galactic Mayan calendar and seeing how we fit together and seeing what our superpowers are and doing whatever is required of us, making the commitment to do whatever is required of us to really come into alignment with our highest, brightest selves, you know. And I've had a lot of initiations all over the planet with incredible teachers, and each of those threads is what I weave. So have a look below at the link and come with us. It's going to be super duper special. We're gathering for the weekend in the centre of town, not to be missed. So now let's get into the astrology, shall we? I'm going to take a little bit of water, my match. Just to say, I am pretty fucked up right now. Yeah, my life fell apart very unexpectedly, and yeah, it leads us very nicely into this Wavespell, because I can speak about it from a very embodied place. So on Sunday, the energy that we move into within this galactic Mayan wave is with the archetype of the Yellow Warrior. Okay, so each archetype has got a light aspect and it's got a fucking shadow. And the shadow of the Yellow Warrior is the victim. Okay, so Yellow Warrior is a yellow sign, so it's all about opening. It's all about the blossoming. It's all about when we do the work, things start to shift. Things start to emerge from us. And the Yellow Warrior is this energy of, initiation on the planet. It's the energy of, within this reality, our soul decided that it wanted to come and to learn and to grow. We decided we wanted to come to learn and grow. We said, yep, I want to join the evolutionary game. And the beauty of this realm is that we get to experience adversity that allows us to evolve, and that is the way of evolution. Evolution's always worked like that. There is limitation or challenge or danger in the environment, and thus then new fucking limbs sprout or new capacities come online. So the yellow warrior energy is the aspect of what it is to be a human that is this evolutionary thing. It is this hardship thing. But the challenge of the yellow warrior is to recognize that we create it all. We create all of it, everything that happens. We're co-creating together. And a lot of the time, we can think that we're consciously co-creating, but what can be happening is like a subconscious co-creation that actually isn't as pleasant as we would like it to be. But the shadow within this, and a lot of the time I like to talk about the shadow of the signs, because I feel like, for me, that is where we need to kind of focus. It's all well and good to be like, oh yeah, I know the light bit of this energy, I know this, blah, blah, blah. It's like, all right, you can fucking know that with your head, but until you've actually gone in and transformed the shadow of it, you can't access it and hold it. You might get a momentary glimmer. So like the warrior is this peaceful warrior. It's this energy of like, yep, I know that what is happening, I'm empowered. I know that I've chosen this and I can adapt and I can step forward. It's like, yeah, all right, cool. We can do that shit. But we also need to go deeper into the shadow aspect of it. So the shadow aspect of it, as I say, is the energy of the victim. Woe is me. I'm just broken. Nothing works out for me. And all that fucking shite, yeah? Which I would say that particularly in Western society is the default space for humanity, and if you have not come across it before, there's something called the drama triangle, which my amazing teacher Malika was the first person to introduce me to. So within the drama triangle, we have a triangle, and it's like the wound triangle, and this is where most of us operate most of the time. So we have they're all interchangeable, but there are 3 points. We have 1 point, which is the perpetrator, the bad guy, the one that's doing the wrongness, whether that's us or whether that's the other. We have the saviour, the one that's coming in and being like, oh my God, I can look after you. And then we have the victim. It's like, woe is me, my life is fucked, everything's so bad. And it's a really interesting energy, right? Because our pain is valid. If we've been hurt, it's fucking valid. And we have to go through the growth edge of feeling that fucking pain. And we have been wronged in this life. Things have happened to us. People have hurt us. There is a reality of that. But victim consciousness is a different flavour. Victim consciousness is stuck. Victim consciousness continues to put the issues out there as opposed to in here. So this energy, I can really see, particularly right now, the depth of the way that the drama triangle's been holding a lot of my relationships. But I can really see also how it holds our collective relationships. Like our collective energy is very much in this. And essentially it's an avoidance of pain. That's why it happens. It's like we can't feel the feelings, so we have to like default into moving into one of those places on the board. And obviously like the saviour energy is the one that's the most celebrated, but it's icky as fuck, because it's this deep self-sacrifice. But that's never actually just for sacrificing self, it's always to get some needs met. And then, we've got the the perpetrator, so the bully or the angry one, and again, that energy is just an avoidance of pain. And then we've got the victim. That the idea within the drama triangle is that everybody's always trying to get into the victim position. So when somebody's in saviour, they end up wanting to be the victim. When somebody's in, the perpetrator, they're wanting to be the victim. So the victim, really, it's like we're all really fucking hungry to be the victim. And it's fucking tragic, because like right now for me, I do feel like I've been hurt. I really do feel like I've been hurt, but I think the thing that I'm wanting to sort of stress within that is like, there is a shadow of being hurt where all of our energy and resources continues to focus outwardly, and the invitation is for it to focus inwardly. Nothing that happens against us. It's always for us, and sometimes things manifest because we've not taken care of ourselves well enough. We've not valued ourselves enough to be able to leave a situation or change a situation, or we always have power, and that's essentially what the Yellow Warrior is about. It's like we've always got power, and it's our choice what we do with that power. We enter into contracts and agreements with people, and if we get betrayed, we entered that contract. We said yes to that contract. So the Yellow Warrior is a really deep teaching about reclaiming our energy, but also taking responsibility. The other piece of the shadow of the Yellow Warrior is avoidance of responsibility, and that's what the victim energy is. It's the same thing. To be in victim, oh, woe is me, everything's happened to me, is to not take any fucking responsibility for your life and what's happened and what continues to happen within it. And it's so fucking hard to take responsibility. Like, to take full responsibility for ourselves is like the ultimate, because then it all ends with us, doesn't it? Every bad thing that happens, every good thing that happens, it's on us. But the beauty when we can actually lean into responsibility and showing up for ourselves and showing up for other people is that we gather this incredible capacity within ourselves to really stand up for ourselves in this life. To be responsible means that nobody can take something from us because we know that it's within our power anyway. And to have a heart, we have a responsibility to be responsible. We have a responsibility to take care of ourselves, to take care of each other, and, to take care of other people when they're not taking care of themselves. It's not taking care of ourselves. So the Yellow Warrior invites us to reframe the things that feel challenging into empowerment. The Yellow Warrior forces us to take responsibility. The Yellow Warrior forces us to reap the consequences of our actions. The Yellow Warrior invites us to look in the mirror and recognise that we are the biggest issue in our own lives. And I think for me, where I'm at right now is just this really potent junction of recognising how I thought I valued myself, and then realising that I'd become dependent on somebody else valuing me that didn't actually value me in the way that I deserve to be valued. And that then obviously loops back to me allowing that because I didn't fully value myself. And that's hard. It's hard. So yeah, within this next 13 days, the invitation is for us to really reclaim our power and to take responsibility. To take responsibility for what is happening in our lives, The only thing in our way is ourselves. So if there's something that you're wanting from life, if it's not happening, you're the one in charge of changing that. And if there is something that's happening that you don't want to be happening, you're in charge of changing that too. And you know, when we are responsible for ourselves, only then can we do respectful relating. You know, only then can we love and honour one another in the ways that we deserve to be loved and honoured. And you know, we are these living myths if we choose to be. And you know, these catastrophic things that happen to us individually and collectively are invitations for us to rise. And you know, I really feel so deeply connected to Gaia. It's like, I feel like, yeah, I just go through the same waves as she does. And like, as my life fell apart was when we had this huge ice thing in the UK. It's like everything fucking froze. Everything froze for days and days and days, and it was like lethal to go outside. And I felt that. Like, that is exactly what happened in my internal world. There was just this like barren freeze. And then in the States, you know, we've got these horrendous fires. And, you know, again, I can feel that. It's like the ripping away and the breaking down of everything that's not truth, and the forcing us to go inside, you know, and this is the thing, you know, these things that happen, you know, it's so easy, I think, in collective reality to focus on, to try and find someone to blame, basically, you know. And again, it's not to say that there aren't people to blame, but there is a higher octave. There's a higher octave of perspective. So yeah, there might be people that have got adverse intentions on a like personal relating level and on a collective level, you know. Things that happen may be engineered. But there is no engineering of the divine. There's no engineering of this realm. This realm cannot be engineered. Like, even people that think that they've got this like adverse, you know, they're in control making these decisions, like, no, they're not. On a bigger level, they're playing the role that they are meant to play to support the evolution of this reality. And that's really what the Yellow Warrior is about. That's the invitation of the Yellow Warrior. It's like, okay, can we really fucking look at ourselves and grow through seeing the shit that we do? Like, can we really fucking sit with that? Can we really fucking process that? Can we take responsibility? Can we be the warrior that looks in the fucking mirror at ourselves and takes that fucking medicine to see our shadow? Are we strong enough to actually fucking face ourselves? To face the way that we hurt people? To face all the ways that we fuck up? And can we then trust? And this is how, you know, these pieces are how we get off the drama triangle. It's like fiercely fucking looking at ourselves, seeing the ways that we're fucking knobheads, understanding the way that we hurt people, and changing and evolving so that we don't keep doing that. But then also recognizing, you know, the bigger picture, which is that, yeah, sometimes we have to play different roles to support the evolution of everything. And, you know, particularly in a collective reality, like there is, well, in all forms of reality, you know, there's a divine intention, there's a divine plan, there's a divine agreement that said, you know, we're going to be bad guys for a bit, but what's going to come from being those bad guys is the next gateway of evolution for humanity. So really the power of the warrior is to be a warrior of self, and that doesn't mean I find my truth and I follow my truth. It means I look at how I hurt people and I devote and commit to changing that. And it also means looking at what we need to do, how we need to show up. It's a very like divine masculine energy in its light, or shadow masculine in its darkness. What do I need to do? How do I need to show up to actually move toward the reality that I'm wanting to be living? Recognizing that it all comes to me. It all comes from me. It's only me that can change anything in my own life. And then showing up accordingly. But also recognizing, in a bigger picture level, trust. And sometimes trust means standing up for something and shedding light on something, but it's always trusting that, like, okay, this is for me. This is for me. This is for my growth. This is for my evolution. This is for our growth. This is for our evolution. So this time is about fierce responsibility, epic self-reflection, and a trust in the bigger picture that we may not be able to fully understand. So if you haven't got yourself on the list for coming to Glastonbury, get the fuck on it. If you haven't yet pre-ordered your diary, get the fuck on it. Because both those things are going to be alive in March, the middle of March. And sending deep love from the depths of my being to the depths of your being, and just sending a prayer for anyone that's feeling troubled to find some peace, and just trusting that everything is exactly as it's meant to be, and what's for us can't stay with us. Oh, that's interesting. I was meant to say what's not for us can't stay with us. That's what I mean. If it doesn't fit, it's got to fucking go. Whether that's a whole life that's been set aflame, set alight, or something little. And I guess that's the other learning for me of right now that feels really reflected in what's happening on the planet. It's like, if we don't choose ourselves and lovingly release, if it's not for us, it's going to get taken away. Alright, loves, till next time. Ciao, ciao.